My name is Danielle.
My name is Cassidy.
We love you, Glama!
Oh, I love you too, Glama girls. Hi everyone, Glama here. Welcome back to Tutorial Tuesday. Thank you for watching that commercial at the beginning of this video. Today we're going to be making these very beautiful, dainty, white lacy wedding gloves or tea party gloves. I think these are perfect for a wedding or for a tea party. I just think they're so dainty and pretty. I love things that are very simple and pretty. Alrighty guys, this is what you'll be needing for this tutorial. 6.0 millimeter hook or a J, a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, and a stitch marker. Okay, we're going to get started by making a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 29. And I'll meet you back here when you've got your 29. Okay, so I've got my 29 chains, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to close it to form a ring. And this will be a good place for you to check to make sure that the chain is the right length that you need. And if it's too big, then you can use a smaller hook. If it's too small, then you can use a bigger hook. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this ring. And we're going to do so by making a slip stitch into the very first chain that we made. Okay, we're going to do that with a slip stitch. There it is. Okay, and now we're going to chain 3. And I'm going to use my stitch marker and put it right there at the top of that chain 3. Okay, and now we are going to double crochet into the next 2 stitches, and I'm going to incorporate this tail so that I don't have to sew it in later. Okay, so double crochet into the next stitch, and then double crochet into the next one, okay, so we basically have 3 double crochets. We're counting that chain as a double crochet. So now that we have 3, we're going to chain 3, and we're going to double crochet into this chain right next to it. Okay, so I think that tail is incorporated enough. I'm going to go ahead and drop it and just continue on. So that's basically the stitch. It's going to be 3 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to double crochet into the next stitch. And so now we're going to double crochet after we skip 2 stitches. 1, 2, and into the next one we're going to double crochet. There's our first one of our new little sequence. Now we need 2 more. And here's our 3rd double crochet of this sequence. Okay, so now that we have our 3 right there, 1, 2, 3 in a row, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to double crochet into the stitch right next to there. Okay, so that's basically it. Just going to keep following that pattern. Okay. Skip 2, double crochet into the next one. I'm using Caron Simply Soft yarn, and a lot of times I have trouble with the threads separating. So okay, there's 2, and now I need my 3rd one. Now I'm going to chain 3. And I'm going to double crochet into the next stitch. Come on. Okay, and now I'm going to skip 2 chains and go into the 3rd one. And this starts my sequence over again. There's 1, and now I need 2 more double crochets in the next 2 stitches. And here's my 3rd one. Okay, so that one right there where we chain 3 and then we go into the next stitch, that double crochet is always going to look slanted like that. So don't think you're doing it wrong. That's the way it's supposed to look, okay? And that indicates the end of that stitch sequence. So here's the beginning of this one, 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to double crochet into the stitch right next to it, making that slanted double crochet look. See? So that's what we want. Now we're going to double crochet, but we're going to skip 2 chains and then go into the next one. And then we're going to make 2 more double crochets in the next 2 stitches. Okay, and now we're going to chain 3. And we're going to double crochet in the stitch right next to it. Okay, and now we're going to skip a stitch and we're going to, right there where the marker is, we're going to slip stitch into there. 1, 2, 3 chains up. You're going to slip stitch and close off row 1. So if you have your row counter, go ahead and click it. We're on row 2 now. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to put my stitch marker back. Okay, so now that we have our stitch marker at the top of that chain 3, we're going to turn our work around and we're going to be working on, this is the outside of, this is the right side and this is the inside. Now we're going to be working with it facing this way. Okay, let me cut this tail so that, since it's already incorporated. Alright, so now we're going to double crochet into this chain 3 space that we made from the previous row. Okay, we're going to do that 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And so there is the beginning of our stitch sequence. This chain 3 right here isn't going to count as part of that 3 like it did in the previous row. This chain 3 and the rest of the chain 3s and the rest of the project is just going to be what gives us the height for the double crochet for the rows, okay? So now that we have our 3, we're going to chain 3 and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to double crochet right back into that same space, okay? Making another chain 3 space for the next row. Okay, so we're going to do that all the way around. Okay, and now we come to the stitch marker. So we have to close this round off. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch into that space, closing off row 2, and chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and let's put our stitch marker right back there. Okay, and so now we're going to turn our work this way, working on the right side of the glove now, not the inside. So each time that we chain 3, we're going to turn our work around, and so in one row you'll be working on this on the outside of the glove. In the next row you'll be working on the inside of the glove, like that. Okay, so okay, let's go ahead and I'll do a couple stitches with you. Double crochet 3 times into that first chain 3 space, and then chain 3, and then double crochet right back in there. Okay, and just keep doing that all the way around, and then when you get to the end of this when you get to the last chain 3 space, you know, do your 3 double crochets, your chain 3, and then your double crochet right back into there, and then join right there where the stitch marker is, and then chain 3, and then you're going to turn your work around and you're going to continue. Okay, so this is the beginning of our row 3, so go ahead and click your row counter so that you don't lose track, and go ahead and keep doing the same thing. Repeat this row until you get to the end of row 10. Okay, when you get to the end of row 10, I'm going to start row 11 with you. Okay, so I'll probably come back on my last few stitches of row 10. Okay, so go ahead and keep doing this until you have 10 rows all together. Alrighty guys, I will see you in a minute and have fun. Okay, so here I am at the end of my row 10, and I'm just going to do my slip stitch right now to close off row 10. And I'm going to chain 3, and now this is row 11, and this is where we're going to do something a little different. We're going to make a space for our thumb to go in. Okay, so we're going to turn our work around. Let's see, yeah, turn our work around, and we're going to start off the same way as we've been doing. 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And here's where it's going to be a little different. Instead of chaining 3, I believe I chained 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and that was enough for my thumb. And then we're going to double crochet right back into there. Okay, so we just made a little spot for our thumb right there. See? Yay! Okay, so now the rest is exactly the same. Just double crochet 3 times into that next chain 3 space. One, 2, 3, and then right back into there. The only thing that was different was that one spot for the thumb. Okay, so keep doing this all the way around till you get to the stitch marker, and then I'll meet you back here and we'll finish off with row 12. That'll be our last row, row 12. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, so here I am at the end of row 11, and I'm going to close that row off. Take out my stitch marker. Oops, I thought I dropped it. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Put my stitch marker back. Okay, so this is row 12 and my final row. And if you find after the end of this row that it doesn't go as high as you would like it, then just make another row for yourself. Okay, so let's do the same thing, except rather than doing the 3 double crochets into that chain 3 space, we're doing it into that chain 9 space. Okay. And 3, and double crochet right back into there. Yeah, okay, and now we're going to find the next chain 3 space and do the same thing. Okay, and I will meet you back here when we get ready to close off row 12, okay? Alrighty guys, have fun. I know you will. Okay, so here I am at the end of row 12, and I'm going to close it off by putting a slip stitch there. And I don't need my stitch marker anymore. We are finished. Okay, so now we're just going to chain 1 And we're going to leave ourselves a little bit of a tail so we can weave that in. Okay, and then just pull that through, snug down that little knot, and we're going to weave that in later. I'll do it later. I don't feel like doing it right now. Okay, so here it is. Yay, there's our little thumb area. And I still haven't weaved in my tail, so I just tucked it in there. But so I made this one, and I used a brand new skein of Karen Simply Soft, and look, I still have a lot left. Okay, and so I know that this glove has the rose on it and the leaf, and I will show you how to do that, but I'm going to do it on another tutorial, and the reason being is that I am still staying in an RV, and so the internet connection is really bad, and so it takes forever to upload videos onto YouTube. So the longer the videos are, the more days it takes to upload. So I'm gonna upload this one, and then I will make a separate tutorial for the rose and then a separate tutorial for the leaf. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so that you can catch these two tutorials to add a flower onto your gloves. I think I'm going to call them something like, I don't know, they look vintage to me, so I might call them something like Glama's White Lacey Vintage Wedding Gloves. Yeah, that's a cool name. Although they're not just for weddings. You can wear them anywhere at any time, and you don't even have to put a rose on them if you don't want, or you can go on YouTube and find a different flower or design that you might want to put on yours. Okay guys, so once again, thank you for joining me here at Made with Love by Glama, where everything here is always made and taught by me with love. Okay guys, talk to y'all later. Bye!
Thank you for watching our Glama's channel.